Yo, what is up, guys? So today we're back with another reaction video, and today we're watching the info. Oh shit, y'all can't see that. I'm gonna blur that out. That's spoilers for next video. Fuck. That's spoilers for next video. Y'all won't see any of that. But your boy just got home from work, and we finna start a reaction. But before we do that, I need to get to relaxing. So y'all finna sit through me ripping this bong. Alright. And it is go time. If you guys hear me progressively getting higher, ignore that.
You casually ask your new coworker about their Friday night plans, expecting something exciting. Instead, they mention an early night, crocheting, a little Netflix, and bedtime before 9. Wait,
Bro, that's
already
lit.
in their early bedtime era? You look closely at their face, surprised. Okay, their skin is layered under heavy foundation, and it isn't looking the best. And they've definitely had some work done. Late 30s, maybe early 40s. Then they mention their upcoming birthday. They're turning 24 next month.
Sheesh. Okay, not gonna lie. This is just predicts between the world and more or less the economy. The economy going to shit, and we're raised in the worst economy of America that you could possibly be in, other than maybe the 1900s Great Depression. But between the economy, social media, shit, even our past parents, and then just the shit going on in the world, like between wars and countries and racism, like, we gonna be stressing. Gen Z, you know, it's not like we got a bright future to be happy for. We got some fucked up stuff we're gonna be dealing with, and it's gonna be rough. Like, for y'all that are Gen Z or even Gen Alpha, the next few years are not gonna be fun. Now, it's all about your guys' perspective, you know. If you're going through life looking at all the death and war and pain that's going on, of course it's gonna feel like you're suffering. But if you're still looking for those positives, if you're still like, hey, look, even though the news is shitty, let's still find some positivity in the world. Let's look for the positive news. Your life is gonna be on a polar opposite, on the opposite spectrum of polarity than that person that's only looking at the negative and being pessimistic. So I just want to say that. I just want to give predicts and then drop that for y'all that are around my age, because shoot, we ain't got shit to look forward to, but we can make it good. We can make it good as long as you understand yourself and you can stay in your lane. Do you? Because that's really all you know how to do. How are you trying to be someone else? You don't know that person. As long as you stay in your lane and do you, don't make dumb decisions and shit. Sometimes you may have to dig down in the mud and eat top ramen, but if you guys do that, if you guys get smart, learn how to cook, learn how to cut costs, you'll be on the good side of history. But not gonna say, I'm not a fucking future teller. I just see patterns and I see where shit could possibly go, and I'm just giving my opinion.
How is that possible? Why do they look and act so much older? Today on the Infographic Show, we're going to investigate the question media outlets and older generations have been asking for years. Why does Gen Z look so old? Born between 1997 and 2012, Gen Z should still be in their youthful prime, with most of them between 13 and 28 years old. You would expect them to look fresh-faced and youthful, but as many people both online and in real life have noticed, that's not exactly the case. One reason Gen Z might appear older comes down to styling. They actually know what they're doing. Scroll through TikTok and you'll find high schoolers expertly executing hours-long makeup routines, complete with contouring, layers of foundation, and concealer tricks that would make a celebrity makeup artist proud. Most millennials and Gen X didn't even know what contouring was until they were full-grown adults. Contouring only gained popularity in the 2010s when the last millennial millennials were in college. Now, a lot of the makeup Gen Z wears is meant to look natural, though you would never know it from watching Euphoria. But then,
Now, I'm not gonna lie. That's a great point. The internet allows us to know much more shit. If we want to focus on our appearance, we're gonna do that shit. But also, the internet could fucking drain you of hours and years and youth. Bro, if you spend all time staring at the screen playing video games, if you spend time playing 2K but not actually out there hooping, bro, you're telling me if you spend time FaceTiming people, gooning all day, playing video games, and just not seeing sunlight, just your face in a screen, you're not gonna look old, you know? But the makeup, that's true. No, some girls still don't know how to do makeup, but y'all that out there that do, I appreciate you. Y'all be looking beautiful.
doesn't change the fact that it's being piled on. One study showed that Gen Z has the highest percentage of regular makeup wearers than any generation, 36% compared to 34% of millennials. It might seem like a small difference, but traditionally makeup use increases with age.
I don't believe that 60% of women just don't wear makeup. Maybe if you say on the daily, yeah, but I just don't believe 60% of women don't wear makeup. Because a lot of these girls be wearing makeup. Bro, and I say bro, like I'm talking to y'all. I am talking to y'all, but remember your boy high. A lot of these girls, because of social media, they think they look older than they are. They think they look fatter than what they are. Bro, so many girls, and even guys, people be calling regular size girls, even skinny girls, chubby. I'm like, what the fuck? Where is your brain? That shit is obviously lost in social media. You think these plastic surgery girls are normal. You think that is what a regular chick... No. No. So, like, the beauty standards, they can force us to look a way that we're not, especially when, as a teenager, you want to look like an adult. It's going to make you look old. But I feel like we got those Gen Z that look like fucking babies still. Like, dude, we got to ID you. What the fuck? You were born in 05? Okay. No, 05 ain't even 21. Damn, y'all young. But then we also got those Gen Z that they were fucking rushing to be adults. And it shows they look like
women wear more to cover up fine lines, texture, and other so-called imperfections. Yet, ironically, it's the younger people who are wearing the most makeup today. A lot of
getting Botox, doing shit that they don't need to do.
Explosion of beauty and makeup influencers on TikTok and YouTube, two platforms heavily used.
And these makeup influencers, bro, guys, fellas, these girls be watching girls aspiring to look like them, putting on makeup when these girls got all plastic surgery done.
Helps Gen Z's self-esteem either, leading to another surprising reason that they're looking older. But more on that later. Regardless of the reasons why, the demand for beauty products is skyrocketing over time. Online advertising company Nano found that beauty products demand grew 20% in the first part of 2023 compared to the same period in 2022. And a lot of that money is coming from Gen Z. According to Statista, the average Gen Zer spends $2,000 per year on beauty products. Considering how broke Gen Z tends to be, that is quite the amount.
What the fuck? Yeah, where the fuck y'all getting this money? Oh, yeah, you got parents that pay for y'all and boyfriends and stuff, so you could spend your own money on bullshit like makeup. Now, I'm not gonna lie. Again, there are women that do makeup like art. I'm not talking about them. I'm just talking about people that just buy a crap ton of makeup, waste their money, make these brands big, you know. Like
contoured makeup and foundation
capitalism
is not only associated with older women, but accentuates even the smallest signs of aging. Foundation and other skin covering makeup settle into facial lines, emphasizing them when viewed close up. On top of that, just wearing visible makeup can make young people seem older, not because of the makeup itself, but because we associate it with adulthood.
I was gonna say, if I see you with makeup, I'm gonna think you're a little older.
While makeup made women in their 40s and 50s look younger to observers, it had no effect on 30-year-olds, and it actually made 20-year-olds look older. Not to mention, many of the makeup techniques trending on TikTok are designed for the camera, not for real life. If you've ever swung by a film set, you'll know what looks flawless on screen can look, well, a little over the top in person. However, with the explosion of social media, selfies, and more on-camera lives, People are doing their makeup more for the screen rather than in-person interactions. So Gen Z is adopting makeup techniques originally designed for film and stage, like contouring and baking a heavy layer of setting powder to lock everything.
Yeah, that shit is not it. In real life, it is not it. Like, if your whole face is done and you're doing a look cosplay, that's dope. But these girls be cosplaying their own face, and that shit, they just be going out in public. I'm like, I just want to see your skin. I just want to see what your natural face looks like, you know?
Everything in. The end result is makeup that looks flawless on camera. But
now, I'm gonna skip it. Oh, here we go. That's a good point. Botox and all these other shits. Bro, bitches be not trying. Sorry. Like, girls, these girls, I'm going to say girls because they're not women. They be scared to age. Actually, I'm going to call them women. You ladies, you old women. Y'all are getting wrinkles. You don't want to age. So you get Botox or you get a little lipo. And then you gain that shit back, or you gotta go and get more shots. Just age naturally. It's okay. We all age. Don't try to fight Father Time. Only person that could do that is LeBron. I'm joking, but bro is 40. Chris Paul about to be 42. But shit is crazy. And then $90, $300 on Botox.
Evidence from dermatology
Oh, don't even get me into
does
veneers.
delay the onset of wrinkles. But they also point out that dermatologists and plastic surgeons who are selling Botox treatments to patients may not be the most reliable sources. When cosmetic interventions become obvious, they make people look older, partly because of, once again, social norms. No one expects a woman in her early 20s to have had extensive cosmetic procedures. That's exactly what happened when Kylie Jenner stepped out at Paris Fashion Week in 2024. Observers, some casually, others a bit more cruelly, remarked that she looked closer to her 40s than her actual age of 27. Jenner has opened up about getting lip fillers since she was 15.
Yeah, do we care? Yeah, Kylie Jenner is one of those girls that every girl wants to look like. They get her makeup products because they want to be like her, but she's fake. She's fake.
If you do too much Botox on your forehead for many, many years, the muscles will get weaker and flatter. This doesn't just make the skin look thin, flat, and less vibrant. It can also cause new wrinkles to form in surrounding areas where they normally wouldn't. Most young people get preventative Botox in their forehead, but their face still wants to make expressions. Since the forehead muscles can't move as much, other muscles like those around the nose start to compensate, leading to wrinkles in places they were never meant to be. That creates wrinkles that normally wouldn't form until later in life, or at all.
That's rough. That's very rough. And if you just decided to age gracefully and naturally, that shit wouldn't happen to you.
All giving their face a prematurely aged appearance. While Botox is supposed to be spaced out by at least a few months, some people ignore that guideline, often with the help of shady doctors. This speeds up both the skin weakening Botox causes as well as the wrinkles
Damn, they be topping Botox off like they do their car.
in the rest
That's
of their
crazy.
face. But why is Gen Z so obsessed with stopping aging to the point where they're actually making themselves look older in the process? Well, this brings us to another interesting point about Gen Z aging badly. Are they freaking
don't
out
wanna
because
look
they're aging
old.
badly? Or are they freaking out because they're aging? As opposed to other generations, Gen Z grew up with social media being a central part of their lives since before they hit puberty. Excessive use of social media led to a lot of Gen Zers comparing themselves to photoshopped and filtered photos of not only others but themselves as well. Experts have long warned about the filter effect and its impact on Gen Z's self-esteem. But that's only part of the story.
Okay.
Add to that Hollywood's obsession with injectables, fillers, and cosmetic procedures. The result is an army
Talk to
of
me.
eternally youthful, nearly identical faces that flood TikTok and Instagram, shaped
I'm gonna rewind that. Listen to what he said. I'm gonna put captions on.
It's only part of the story. Add to that Hollywood's obsession with injectables, fillers, and cosmetic procedures. The result is an army of eternally youthful, nearly identical faces that
Bro,
flood TikTok and Instagram, shaping what beauty is supposed to look like.
fucking talk. Infographics. Talk your shit. Bro. Whoever makes the script W. Because people have this idea of beauty. Like the guy, and I said this earlier, the guy the person whose mind is fucking just out there, they think beauty looks like this. And no, beauty comes in all shapes and forms. Bro, you could be beautiful if you're small, tall, skinny, fat, all, you know? So, I mean, me personally, I like me some thick girls. Especially if you're a beautiful face, great proportion, but you got a little weight on you. Bro, to me, you're still beautiful, you know? Especially if you got a great banging personality. But for some reason, these girls that do have natural beauty and could go the rest of their life being cute, somewhat attractive, decent, they ruin that shit. They ruin that shit in like 20 years. In 10 years down the line, they're going to be needing a lot more, maybe not affording it. Shit, maybe that shit won't even be available. But you're stuck with your consequences of your youth, you know? Hey, I'm gonna keep playing it, but my only advice for y'all, other than, hey, find Jesus, get God in your life, you know? Shit's getting rough out here. We need him more than ever. My only advice for y'all would be, if you don't want to age, get in shape, eat healthy, stop smoking. Shit, I'm trying. We started the fucking video off with the smoke, but so I'm just saying, I'm not perfect. I'm not trying to be hypocritical, but we need to do our best young to be prepared when we're older. As a kid, I wasn't smoking or anything. I was active. I was in shape. I was absorbing information. So now at my age, at my young Gen Z, looking older than I am age, I set myself up to where when I'm 30, when I'm 50, if I do my shit, I'm going to be good. So as long as, okay, look, what I'm trying to say is your past self sets you up for who you are right now. If you're in a shitty situation, your past self was probably doing shitty shit that put you in a shitty situation. But if you're watching my video, chances are you have that mindset where you want to change, or you're at least introspective and looking at yourself. Can you guys believe I'm high right now? Introspective and looking at yourself and trying to have growth, you know? So my point being, your past self dictates who your future will become. Shit. My bad. Your past self dictates who the current version of you is right now. So, if the future version of yourself, if you want it to be better, the current version needs to do something better. Shit, even if it's one thing better. And by better, that could be a positive or cutting off a negative, you know? If present you does better for the future you can either be chill with that and keep chilling. Shit, if current you's good, you could just chill. But if you're like, I want my future to be better than what it is right now, because fuck this job. That's not me saying that about my job. I'm just saying that that's how people feel. So if that's you, get yourself set up, figure something out. I set myself up so I could set myself up. It's a double alley-oop. So shit, you guys just need to learn how to throw your future self a lob. Kind of like tucking a 20 away. And then when you need that 20, you remember it's there and you're like, oh shit. Thanks past me. I'm just saying. That's my two advice.
Skincare company Curology conducted a study of 2,000 U.S. teenagers between the ages of 14 and 22. They found that 72% of teenagers feel pressured to look perfect because of social media's beauty standards. Furthermore, 25% of Gen Z say they're actually uncomfortable sharing their face on social media without filters or makeup.
Now, I have videos with my face in it. I got face cam. Y'all know what I look like. I'm not uncomfortable sharing my face. I'm a guy. I'm like, shit, if y'all like my face, y'all like it. If you don't, I'm ugly like the rest of them. That's what's up. Just simple as that.
In fact, a full 37%.
I'm just not trying to give y'all Android quality. That is where I draw the line.
Of teenagers would prefer to walk around with a facial filter on in real life. Not only are
That's wild. That's wild. Oh my God. And I know that's going to be worse for Gen Alpha. That's terrible. Oh God. What the fuck? But people do that. They walk around TikTok seeing their own face, thinking they look like that, when the whole time they got a beauty filter on. They turn it off, look in the mirror, get scared, then remember that's what they really look like.
people on social media comparing themselves to others, but they are also comparing their faces with younger versions of themselves. Never before have so many people had immediate access to dozens or hundreds of chronologically sorted photos of their face. Scroll down your TikTok and Instagram feed over just a few years, and you can see a difference in your face over time. For some,
So that's very true. And I'm young, becoming older, so my face is maturing. I mean, even then, when you're young, like at 50, becoming 60, your face will still mature into an older age. But I'm in the teens, going to the 20s, and in my 20s, my face is maturing, and I'm just here for the ride. I'm just like, shit, I wonder what I'll look like, you know? You know what So if you're young, especially if you're like 18, 17, what the fuck are you doing worrying about your face, bro? You don't know if shit's gonna shift around, if things are gonna develop. I've seen it. I've seen a handful of my homies that have gone through an ugly duckling phase, and then shit, even my older homies who are like 25 plus, they pop out with muscles, and just because they were in the gym working on their body, their face changes. Male and female, bro, shit's doable. You're not always cooked. That's all I'm saying.
We weren't meant to regularly see ourselves at all. Plus, comparing your reflection to a 10-year-old oil painting in the Victorian era isn't exactly the same as spending 4 hours a day.
No, that's facts. Hey, I know y'all hate when I pause it, but if you want to see the full video, check the fucking description. That's where the full video is. If you don't want to hear my reaction, watch it. I put it on 1.25 for y'all. I don't look at myself in the mirror. I got a mirror, but that's just so I could check out my fit. Make sure I don't look dusty. Even then, I'm not inspecting my face. Sometimes I'm like, oh shit, I do look like that. Or, oh shit, the facial hair is coming in. Certain things I just don't pay attention to. Like, I would say I look at my teeth more than I look at my own face. I look at my hairline, and when I cut my own hair, more than I look at my face. I know what my face looks like, but so I don't need to see it, you know? And I'd just rather not. I'd rather have my face on me. Okay, that's high thoughts. I don't know how to make you guys understand
on Zoom
that.
And TikTok,
I'd rather have my face on me than looking at my face.
Due to those distorted perceptions and standards, Gen Z is just freaking out over normal signs of aging, rather than truly aging badly. Psychology professor Renee Anglin, the director of Body and Media Lab at
Facts. And then you get scared. So then, oh my God, AI. Let's not even get into AI editing of your face. Bro, if you're an artist, draw a shitty picture, AI edit it, and then try to draw the AI edited version and see if it gets better. That's just a random idea. But when you try to avoid this whole aging thing, it just makes it worse. So don't run away from it. Face it head on. And if it hits you, if it slaps you like a wall, shit, you got hit with a case of the old. Get AARP, join the club.
They often get the opposite effect. Just like with Botox, esthetician Dr. Ahmed El Muntasser says, dermal fillers are brilliant for adding volume to the face, but too much filler can have the opposite effect, making you look older due to the shadows it can create on the face. Trying to contour the face with fillers with psychological expectations as well. Members of Gen Z created a whole identity around youth, especially online, as many...
Wait, I think you just brought up my
After
point.
the face finishes undergoing its normal young adulthood changes. Belkin has this to say about filler. It is a great tool, but it has to be used well, and it has to be used smartly. When it migrates, it does create that exhausted look, which can make you look older. Gen Z's obsession with youth also leads to something called perception drift. Basically, when
Nope,
someone gets a
that
little
wasn't
Botox
my
here
point.
or a little filler there, they can start to freak out about other imperfections in their face. This can lead to more and more procedures until they look closer to a real housewife than to the office intern. Sorry Button, the editor of Oldster magazine, which unsurprisingly focuses on aging, thinks Gen Z's freak out about getting older might have to do with psychological expectations as well.
All right, guys. I'm going to end it there. If you want to watch the rest of the video, go check it out by yourself. We're 10 minutes and 54 seconds in, almost 11 minutes in. You'll get right on top, or right on track. But I've enjoyed this with y'all. I'm not trying to watch the whole video, because then this video would be like 50 minutes to an hour. And I don't want to do that to y'all. Y'all got better things to do. But let me know. Would you guys want me to just follow up with a part 2? Because I would definitely do that. It would give me more videos to drop for y'all. It would force me to be a little more consistent. And what am I going to do? Just end my videos and then make you guys watch the rest? No, I'm a reaction channel. I gotta plagiarize. I'm just kidding. I try not to. For y'all that aren't used to the channel, this is the post video rambling. So I'll catch y'all on the next one. But for y'all that are here to stay, I fuck with y'all. I got new hardware and shit. So hopefully video is gonna be better. Quality is gonna be better and everything. But what should I do? Leave it in the comments. Let me know. Would you want to see a part 2 of the follow-up videos, or just leave it halfway through if I'm rambling and talking and bringing up all these points that I want to bring and I feel like y'all should hear, or that I just want to say? It's my channel. I'm gonna do what I want. I just quoted Miley Cyrus, but switched it up a little. Anyways, if y'all enjoyed the video and want a part 2, let me know. If y'all want a part 2, if even one person says make a part 2, I'm gonna make a part 2. And I'll just start doing that for my videos, and I'll feel free to yap, I genuinely enjoy all my input, and I don't feel like it's the same every fucking video, which is great. And there's a lot of videos I want to get into, and I would feel bad if I just cut the videos off. But at the same time, I don't know if y'all just want hours long of content, But hey, everybody's different. That's why y'all come to me, because I'm a little different. But again, not trying to ramble, not trying to hold y'all here for long. Shit, this is like watching me on TV. This is a whole TV segment right here, except you would have had ads in between. And also, like, a cartoon show is like 15 minutes, so it's not a full 30. Anyways, this is like watching 2 cartoon episodes. So I appreciate you watching me and actually being here, spending time. If you fuck with me, want to see more, drop a like, subscribe, leave a comment, check out my other videos. But whatever happens, I'll see y'all with another one.